Welcome back to Revealed Realities, the channel where unbelievable stories and hidden truths come to light. Each tale we share peels back the surface of everyday life, exposing moments that leave people shocked, amazed, or frozen in disbelief. Today's story is one that will grip you from the first moment until the last. It begins in a quiet roadside bar, where an unexpected incident between a biker and a waitress revealed something so chilling that the entire place fell silent. Stay tuned, because this is one story you will never forget. The night started off like any other in that dusty little bar tucked away on the edge of a highway. The place was known to be a hangout for bikers, truck drivers, and the occasional traveler passing through. The jukebox hummed softly in the background, the clinking of glasses mixed with laughter, and the smoky air wrapped around the dim lights like a curtain. For most people there, it was just another night of drinks, pool games, and easy conversations. But not for the waitress named Emily. She was a young woman in her mid-20s, working hard to make ends meet. To most customers, she was just another friendly face serving beers and wiping tables, but behind her polite smile was a weight she carried that no one else could see. Her eyes seemed tired, like they had witnessed too much in too short a time, and though she laughed when customers joked with her, there was a stiffness in her voice, as if every laugh was forced. That night, a group of bikers roared into the parking lot, their engines echoing like thunder. They parked their bikes in a row, leather jackets shining under the neon bar sign. Among them was a man named Jack, tall, broad-shouldered, with tattoos that curled around his arms like serpents. He was known for being wild, unpredictable, and sometimes aggressive. His reputation followed him wherever he went, and when he walked through the bar doors, heads turned. Emily noticed him immediately. She forced a smile and greeted him like she would any customer, but deep down, a strange uneasiness stirred in her chest. Something about the way he looked at her sent shivers down her spine. Jack and his crew settled at a table near the back, ordering drinks, laughing loudly, and occasionally making crude comments that caused Emily's smile to falter. Hours passed, the bar got busier, and Emily kept moving from table to table, balancing trays and keeping her composure. But when she approached Jack's table again, things took a turn she never expected. He leaned back in his chair, his eyes narrowing on her shirt. With a sudden, rough motion, he reached out and yanked at her collar. The sound of fabric tearing sliced through the music and chatter. The bar froze, glasses stopped mid-air, conversations cut off, and the jukebox seemed to fade into silence. Everyone stared at Emily, her face pale, her shirt ripped open. But it wasn't just the violence of the act that stunned them, it was what Jack exposed when he tore the fabric away. Beneath Emily's shirt, strapped against her chest, was a hidden recording device, small and discreet, the kind used by undercover officers or investigators. The blinking red light gave it away instantly. Jack's smirk dropped, replaced by confusion, then anger. The bar patrons exchanged wide-eyed glances, the realization dawning on them that Emily wasn't just a waitress. The silence was suffocating until one of the older bikers muttered, "She's a cop." But that wasn't the whole truth. Emily's eyes darted across the room, panic flashing in them. She wasn't a cop, not in the way they thought. She was working with law enforcement, yes, but she wasn't sworn in. She had been forced into this dangerous position, caught between two worlds she never wanted to be part of. Jack slammed his fist on the table, rattling the glasses. "What the hell is this?" he growled, his voice thick with rage. The other bikers tensed, ready for a fight, while the rest of the bar remained frozen in fear. Emily's breathing quickened. She hadn't expected to be exposed so suddenly. The device was supposed to stay hidden, her secret weapon in gathering evidence. And now, her cover was blown in front of some of the most dangerous men she had ever been near. The bartender, an older man who had seen his fair share of fights in that bar, took a cautious step forward. "Jack," he said slowly, "maybe you should sit down. Let's not make this worse." But Jack wasn't listening. His face was twisted with fury, and his hand clenched tightly around the ripped fabric of Emily's shirt. Everyone could see his next move would be violent. And yet, in that very moment, Emily did something no one expected. She stood her ground. Her voice, though trembling, cut through the tension. "If you lay another hand on me, every word you've said tonight is already on record. Every deal, every threat, every secret you thought no one knew, it's all here." She pointed to the device strapped against her chest. The room buzzed with shock. Some of the bikers glanced at each other nervously. Jack's crew had been bragging all night, careless with their words, thinking they were safe in the dim light of the bar. But if Emily had been recording them, then everything, their illegal trades, their violence, their crimes, was now evidence that could put them behind bars. Jack's fury shifted into something darker. He leaned in close, his voice low and dangerous. "You think that little toy's gonna save you?" Emily swallowed hard but didn't break eye contact. Her voice steadied. "It already has." The weight of her words hung in the air like smoke. Jack knew she wasn't bluffing. If the device had been transmitting live, if someone outside already had the recordings, then there was nothing he could do to silence her. The bar was deathly quiet, the only sound the faint hum of the neon sign outside. Then, something unexpected happened. One of the bikers, a younger man with uncertainty in his eyes, stood up. He looked at Jack, then at Emily. "Man, she's right. We've said too much. If this goes south, we're done." His voice wavered with fear. Jack glared at him, but cracks had started to form in his crew's unity. The others shifted uneasily, their confidence shaken. Emily's revelation had turned the hunter into the hunted. The bartender finally spoke up again, louder this time. "Everybody out, now, before this place turns into something none of us can walk away from." The tension lingered, but slowly, the bikers began to file out, muttering under their breath. Jack was the last to move, his eyes locked on Emily with a look that promised this wasn't over. But even he knew better than to start a war with everyone watching. When the door finally slammed shut, the bar exhaled collectively. Emily, trembling now that the danger had passed, sank into a chair. The bartender brought her a glass of water, his hand steady despite the chaos that had just unfolded. "Who are you really?" he asked softly. Emily looked down at the recording device, then back up at him. "Someone who's trying to survive." The truth was, Emily had been working with law enforcement, but not by choice. She had been pressured into it after getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. They promised her protection, but as she sat there, her shirt torn and her secret exposed, she realized how fragile that promise really was. The bar never forgot that night. People talked about it for months, whispering about the brave waitress who had stood up to a biker gang and exposed something none of them had seen coming. Some saw her as a hero, others as a fool playing a dangerous game. But everyone agreed on one thing. What Jack revealed when he ripped her shirt froze the whole bar in a way no one could ever erase from their memory. And Emily? She disappeared not long after that night. Some say she went into witness protection, others say she left town on her own, determined to leave the past behind. No one really knows. But one thing is certain. Sometimes, the people who seem the most ordinary are the ones hiding the most extraordinary truths. This story is a reminder that reality is often far more shocking than fiction. That behind every smile, every stranger, every passing face, there might be a secret waiting to be revealed. Thank you for watching Revealed Realities. If you found this story as gripping as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable tales from the shadows of everyday life. Because here, the truth is always stranger than the lie.